Darla real estate agent with Real Broker, out and about this Wednesday morning. Guys, the route that I'm taking this morning, my cellular service is probably not going to be that great. So I'm going to try to talk as quickly as possible. If you are a future buyer or a future seller and you have lots of questions about either the buying process or the selling process or anything at all real estate related, listen, an open house is a great time to come and visit and ask questions. I'm going to be at 379 Simeo Road today from 3 o'clock till probably about 6:45-ish, depending on how many people show up. Listen, that is a Jennings address, but if you're familiar with Acadia Parish or Iota or Evangeline, this home is actually right between Iota and Evangeline. If you know where Timamu is, this is about probably a couple of miles south of Timamu. So it does have a Jennings address, but it is in Acadia Parish. It is zoned for Evangeline Elementary, which is pre-K through 8, and then Iota High. But the great thing about an open house is that I will be there to answer any questions you have if you're a future buyer or a future seller. Listen, even if you are not interested in this home at all, it is an amazing time to come and visit with me, ask me all your hard questions. I'm going to have a person there from a title company that can answer all your questions about anything related to the legality side of buying and selling. And I'm going to have a lender on site who can answer all your questions that have anything to do with financing, even if you want to buy this house, if you want to sell your house in the future, if you want to refinance for whatever reason, when and if the rates drop. So we're going to have a great crowd there today. We're going to have food, we're going to have drinks, and we're going to have door prizes. So that is 379 Simeo Road, and it's going to be before school. Let's out at 3 o'clock in case you want to come swing by before you pick up your children. Or if you want to pick up your children and come by, we're going to be there until 6:45. So for those of you who work later, that is just an amazing time because, like I said, I will be there, a lender will be there, and somebody from a title company will be there. Any question that you ever had regarding buying or selling, or listen, if you have real estate questions for me, I love talking real estate. I could do it in my sleep. You'll come out and visit with me. But what's coming soon besides that, if you go to my website, darlacansell.com, I have lots and lots of things listed, but there are also lots of things coming new. I just listed 10 acres of property, and that property is in the Egan school zone. It's just a little bit south of the Petro gas station. That's 10 acres of gorgeous property right along the highway. When you're going, when you cross over the interstate by the Petro and you're going towards Esterwood, right there by the Petro, they have that huge pond. The land is literally right past that pond to the left. It is a gorgeous piece of property, 10 acres, no zoning at all. And if the sellers really wanted to, we could have blasted it commercial and sold it for way more than it's actually listed for. But they're hoping that a great little family buys it and builds a house. That would be a great place to have a house. So 10 acres right there. On Gravo Road, which is also Highway 1120, that is an Iota address. I just listed yesterday 31.6 acres. That property is not in an area where flood insurance is required. There is no zoning at all right there, which means it could be commercial, it could be residential, it could be whatever you want it to be. 31.62 acres. And I don't remember the price right now, but you can look up anything that I have listed at darlacansell.com, or listen, literally if you go to realtor.com and put in Iota, you'll see everything listed in Iota. That property just got listed. If you or anyone you know is looking for a fairly new, I think it's about 11 years old, 2-story brick home, 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms on almost an acre of property in an area that does not require flood insurance. That one is going to be hitting the market very, very, very soon. Listen, what I say to, there's a crazy misconception going on right now that we should probably wait to after the election to buy. Listen, that's silly. Y'all, that is the silliest misconception I've ever heard. There is going to be no difference in buying a house the day before the election or the day after the election. None. People are thinking, oh, the interest rates are just going to drop. No, they're not. The interest rates are in the average category right now. They're going to stay in the average category. May they drop a little bit? They may drop a very little bit. Guys, but the days of COVID are over. The interest rates right now are normal. They're just normal average interest rates. And so the day after the election, the month after the election, 6 months after the election, I guarantee you there's not going to be a major adjustment in interest rates. There's just not going to be. But what's going to happen is buyers are going to realize that there's nothing major happening, and now all of a sudden they've been waiting to buy a house, and then there's going to be a problem, because then now buyers are going to really want to buy houses, and the inventory is going to be even lower. So what happens when the inventory is even lower? The prices go up. Common economics, all right? So if you are in a position where you need to buy, now is an amazing time to get the best deal on a home. Now's the best time. When everybody else is thinking the day after the election is going to be the best time. That's silly. That is absolutely silly. Listen, if you'd like to have a conversation with me, someone from a title company and or a lender today at between 3 and almost 7 o'clock, I will be, and we will all be, our whole team will be at 379 Simeo Road. Again, it's a Jennings address, but it is right between Evangel and Timamu, Iota area off of Highway 97. So it's right off the main highway. I will be there. There are lots and lots of things coming soon. I actually received a call yesterday from a potential seller in Oberlin looking to sell a huge home, three bedrooms, 3 bathrooms on almost 10 acres of property. That's in Oberlin. So if you know of anyone looking in Oberlin, I will be listing that one pretty soon. So listen, I literally get calls every day. I never know when the next call is going to be. I love dealing with sellers. I love dealing with buyers. But if you are thinking about buying anytime soon, the smartest thing you can do is get pre-approved so that you know your loan type, all right? You want an advantage over anyone else. So the minute something hits the market, you have what you need to submit an offer. Let's say a home hits the market. You love the home. You are not pre-approved. You haven't started the process yet, but someone else is looking at that same home that is pre-approved. They can submit an offer. That home can go pending before you ever do what you need to do to be ready to submit an offer. So people say to me, well, Darla, what if I get pre-approved and I don't find a house? Listen, that's irrelevant. You will find a house. That's a guarantee. You will find a house. But your pre-approval, once you get it, it's so easy to just update it. It's good probably for about 90 to 120 days, right? And if nothing major changes, your job doesn't change, the interest rates don't drop drastically, at least you have an idea that I'm approved for this amount, and in this amount, this is what my note looks like per month. Those are the reasons to get pre-approved, so that you have an advantage, but so that you know your budget and you know the price range. So if your max budget, let's say, is $275 and a house hits the market at $325, well, you know that's probably not going to happen, right? Unless it sits on the market for a very, 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 very long time, that's probably not going to happen. But if you're pre-approved for $275 and something hits the market for $285, $295, listen, maybe even $300, there is a possibility that you have a shot. So get pre-approved, know your loan type, know your budget, so when something hits the market, you're ready. If you do not want to get pre-approved for a house because you believe it's going to make a major hit on your credit, listen, that's a huge misconception. If you're house hunting, it's going to take one hit the first time, but if a new lender or somebody new that you're working with runs your credit again for house shopping, for a mortgage. It's only taking that hit that first time. But if your credit is so dang low that you don't want to get pre-approved for a house because you believe that it's going to disqualify you from even buying a house, then you may not be ready to buy a house right now. You may need to then work on getting your credit score up so that when it does take a hit for your mortgage, it doesn't eliminate you because you're just not on the cusp. Now listen, I'm going to tell you, buying a house, your credit doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be good. I've seen people buy houses that have awful credit and no money in the bank. It's absolutely possible. It's probably sad, but it is the reality. Y'all have a great day. Reach out to me if you have any questions real estate related. And if you're in the Evangeline area today, come out and visit us and have some drinks and some food and ask us some real estate related questions. Y'all have a great day.